gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video.
Tonight, the Clayton County Medical Examiner has identified the man shot and killed at a Family Dollar. The medical examiner says 20-year-old Lem Johnson of Jonesboro was killed at the store on Riverdale Road and Norman Drive.
So, guys, I mean, you can get clapped at the Family Dollar, right? And just imagine you going to a store with family in the title, and you thinking that you're gonna just do a quick, grab and go and, pay for your things, of course, maybe go through the self-checkout, you're in and out, right? And you end up running into one of your ops, okay? This is exactly what happened to this young man, unfortunately. I'm sure that this Family Dollar is frequented by a lot of people. And when you're participating in the op culture, this is kind of what happens. People know your movements, especially if you're not really mobile. You're living in one neighborhood, you're walking to the spot or driving, whatever. But either way, it's just, Atlanta is a very small place. And it's unfortunate that black men in Atlanta cannot settle their differences any other way, right? These super gremlins are on demon time.
That's just south of 285. Clayton County police say the suspect drove off in a dark-colored SUV. That's all we know so far, but we are working to learn more about the suspect. We'll bring that to you on AtlantaNewsFirst.com. Bye.
New at 6 and developing tonight in Clayton County. Police are working to learn what led up to a deadly shooting at a Family Dollar on Friday night. This happening on Riverdale Road just before 7 last night. 20-year-old Lem Johnson died in that shooting. Police say the suspect left the scene in a dark-colored SUV. Tonight, it's unclear what sparked that shooting.
So they obviously peeled off in the dark SUV. You never know what's behind some of these, what we would call sliding operations or drive-by shootings, as they are formerly known. This is what happened. The op slid at the Family Dollar. They caught him lacking, got his location, got his PIN, and pulled up. Maybe he had enticed them on social media. You never know. Maybe he didn't. Maybe it was a neighborhood dispute. Who knows, right? We can't even begin to imagine the petty beef that goes into it. Maybe they shot at each other. Maybe somebody robbed somebody. All of these things could be, possible scenarios. But at the end of the day, it just gets to the point where you get tired of it. It has been normalized. And I try to keep you guys up to date on what's going on in the community. And it's pretty much more of the same. We would think that 2024 would start off a little better. And it just seems like we haven't really gotten that woke-up call yet in the community.
Now, one person is dead and a teenager is in the hospital after a shooting at a Southwest Atlanta apartment complex. Let's get right out to Atlanta News First reporter Bridget Spencer live at the Reserve at Birch Creek Apartments. Bridget, you've been out there for hours now. The sun is up. We know officers may be canvassing and looking for information from people in that community.
That's right. We are still pretty early in the investigation, Megan. They did open this area. This entire area had a perimeter with police tape just taped off, and their focus was right there at Building Q. That's kind of where police were kind of circling all night and into the early morning hours. Now, police say they don't know what led up to this shooting. They do believe that it happened inside of one of those units. One man was killed, the homicide commander giving us an update saying they believe the victim was between the ages of 17 to 21.
So, I told you guys how dangerous these apartment complexes are in Atlanta, and geez, I it's like the police they're going to every single one of these, and shout out to these officers. They were under a lot of pressure recently, and we know what's going on with Cop City, but they are the ones who are responding to these shootings in the community and cleaning up our mess, right? And it's unfortunate that we have gotten to this point. You would hope for the best. You would try and expose, like I'm doing, try and shed a light on some of these situations, especially in Atlanta. There was, I'm not saying the A don't get busy, but there was one time, there was a time where you felt safer, and it just doesn't feel safe anywhere you go in Atlanta. And even if you're living in these apartment complexes now, obviously this looks very Section 8, but still, man, people live there and families live there, and some people are trying to do the right thing, and the peace is continually disturbed by these super gremlins on demon time.
Give an exact age on that victim just yet. Now, a 16-year-old was also shot and is now being treated at Grady Hospital. They say he is expected to be okay. Now, we also learned the two actually knew each other, and police are saying it's still early, but they do want to get down to the bottom of what happened here.
We're still going to continue to investigate, and we're still going to address crime and the violence that's taking place, and we will find the suspects involved in this case as well.
Yeah, Lieutenant Jermaine Dearlove saying they do want to hurry up and get to the bottom of this. There may be some other people out there that they may have to question.
Yeah, and the hood know, the community know. They seen who was running down them stairs and when the shots went off, and who pulled up in the whoop-de-whoop and who pulled up. They know. Yeah, some people might talk, some people may not. And that's just how it goes. Most likely, no snitching rule is into effect. So most likely nobody's going to talk. But I'm sure that the police will be able to put two and two together. A lot of times it's really easy to spell out because there is a digital footprint now, but sometimes it's not. It's 50-50 chance with these things.
Even some other suspects that might have been involved in this shooting. They said they're going to be walking around the neighborhood throughout the morning, just kind of trying to canvass and get an idea of what happened and see if any witnesses actually saw anything. We're live in Southwest Atlanta. Bridget Spencer, Atlanta News First.
All right, Bridget, thank you for that update.
It's been a busy weekend in the city of Atlanta, and a violent one. Busy for detectives. We know at least 6 people have been shot in 4 separate shootings across the city.
Dang, 6 people shot in 4 separate shootings. What? Look, man, I don't know what to tell you at this point. I really don't know what to tell you. Right? We've been doing this for a minute, and any given night, 6 people can be shot in, 4 different locations across the city in Atlanta, and that is a slow night.
This is some video from in Southwest Atlanta yesterday from an apartment complex where an 18-year-old was killed and a 16-year-old was wounded. And just moments ago, new this morning, right now on Atlanta News First Plus, we've learned the identity of that 18-year-old killed. The medical examiner's office identifying the victim as 18-year-old Thomas Lowe of Atlanta. So that is just one of a few shootings detectives are staying very busy with. 6 people shot at least 4 separate locations across the city this weekend.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
18-year-old killed at an apartment complex on Campbellton Road a week ago says they want answers on who took him from them. Fox 5's Eric Mock joins us live now after speaking with Thomas Lowe's family. And Eric, I'm sure they were just certainly emotional about that loss.
Oh, Joy, absolutely. You know, this loss is extremely difficult for them. They've identified the victim in that shooting as 18-year-old Thomas Lowe, their son, brother, cousin, and yeah, they're taking this extremely hard. You know,
So we have an 18-year-old, obviously, life was taken in this shooting. The family obviously is speaking out and they want to know who did it. So are we going to actually try and assist this grieving family in figuring out, or are we standing 10 toes, standing on business? I mean, that's what's happening in the community on every single one of these shootings. That's why it's so difficult for these homicide detectives to solve these cases, because the community is standing on business, right? And that seems to be a normal thing when we talk about these types of shootings.
Everyone had good things to say about him. His mother told me that he's a hardworking, caring young man, very conscientious. His older sister, Nikeria Lowe, said he was a beloved uncle to her kids, and that she's really feeling this hard, not only because he's her brother, but because her kids are going to miss him greatly. Now, they want Atlanta police to find and arrest the person or people responsible for shooting him at that apartment complex off of Campbellton Road on January 13th.
Yeah, we want justice for Thomas. That person should be locked up, because Thomas was not like that. He really wasn't. He didn't deserve that at all.
So they say he wasn't like that. I mean, look, bro, I don't know. But from what I understand, the op culture is real. Even if you're not, quote unquote, like that, which y'all know what I mean by, oh, he ain't like that, he a gangster. Like, if he's really living that life, he's trying to live that life, he could have been dabbling. You never know. I mean, it's really easy as a brother to get into one of these gangs. I mean, it really is. And it doesn't take but an hour to be in the game before you even lose your life. Like, you could literally, he could have, boom, got in right then and there. And that was his initiation. And, bruh, I've seen stranger things. I really have. So you can't put anything past it. I would hope that, you know, everything checks out. But we know in the community, the op culture is, I mean, it's real. And a lot of young black men are participating in the op culture / crash out culture. So was he really like that? Obviously not, because they, you know, they put him down. And I'm not saying that, you know, you're not like that if you get killed. Obviously, anybody can get killed. But he didn't really make it. If he was like that, he didn't make it that far being like that. So that just gives you, I mean, it gives you your evidence as to why you shouldn't aspire to be like that, you know. And for the people who don't understand what like that means, like I said, it means being hard, being a thug, like being about that action, right? Trying to bring it to layman's terms, but y'all get the point.
He really was. He was so sweet.
Now, the family said that they've been trying to talk to investigators about this, and they told them they do have some suspects that they're looking for and have arrest warrants out for. But when we reached out to police about this, they didn't share any of that information with us and just told us that the investigation is ongoing. And again, this family is just in severe grieving right now, and we'll have much more from them about this loss and what kind of person he was coming up later at 10 and 11. But for now, reporting live in Clayton County, County, Eric Mock, Fox 5 News.
Eric, thanks so much. Truly a tragedy there. Well, tonight, the family of Thomas Lowe says he was the 18-year-old shot and killed at an apartment complex on Campbellton Road on January 13th. Well, they're frustrated by the lack of arrests and progress in his investigation. Fox 5's Eric Mock joins us live now from the complex where the shooting happened. And Eric, this family desperately seeking answers tonight.
They tell me they just can't understand why someone would want to shoot Thomas because he brought a lot of joy to all their lives.
Why did you kill my son? Why?
That's the question burning in the heart of mother Lakeisha Lowe. She says her son, 18-year-old Thomas Lowe, was the young man Atlanta police say was shot and killed at this apartment complex off Campbellton Road on January 13th. Police say they responded to the call at around 3 a.m. that day, and Thomas was transported to the hospital, where he succumbed to his injuries.
I don't have my son. I don't have my baby.
Lowe says he loved making them all laugh.
He was my baby.
Yeah, man. Very sad story. My question is, what is bro doing at 3 a.m. on Campbellton Road? Dude, that is the trenches. I know people live there too, but that's the trenches. I'm trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together. Like I said, was he trying to be down? It's a question that seems to be unanswered.
He was goofy. Tom was the comedian of the family.
She also described him as a hard worker who got his first job at 15. And his sister, Nikeria Lowe, says he would watch her children regularly and was an amazing uncle to them.
It's been hard, especially with my kids, because he was really close to all my kids.
Jamarcus Lowe, who's just a year older than Thomas, says losing his younger brother was like losing a piece of himself.
He always gonna be, inside of me. You feel me? He always gonna be right here. That's the other half of my heart, literally.
Now this heartbroken family wants police to find the person or people responsible and bring them to justice, or for the shooter to do the right thing and turn themselves in.
You knew my son was innocent.
We reached out to APD to ask if they've, identified any suspects, made any updates in the investigation, but all they told us is that the investigation is ongoing. Reporting in Atlanta, Eric Mock, Fox 5 News.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.